Good evening, everyone. Table topics of tonight is the main purpose of the table topics is to give an opportunity to everyone to talk, especially those who are not on the agenda for speeches. It's a good opportunity to improve your thinking and listening skills, because sometimes you might have some situations when someone asks you to talk about something that you're not expecting. So this is a good opportunity for you to improve your confidence and talk about a certain topic confidently. At the end of this session, I will be giving a summary of each topic, and also will be asking for votes and timings. Each speech each speaker should give their speech between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. Everyone is welcome to participate. However, if any guests don't want to participate, please put your hand up and I will not be calling you. Remember. Tonight's theme is nature. I brought some different objects. One is water. I brought an apple, not bananas. Sorry, matches. A candle. Some shells from the beach. And lavender. I will be asking some questions. I will be asking you to come here and choose one of these objects and talk about them. The first question is to choose one of the items and tell which memories this item will bring to you. You can talk about your childhood or any event that happened recently. The first question will be to Sean.
Okay. What a good choice of items. I think I'm going to choose the matches. And I'm going to choose matches because I used to be a smoker. And I smoked, my dad smoked NBC No. 1, which is a very strong cigarette. And I remember when I was about 11 or 12, I went into his packet of cigarettes and I took that cigarette out, took it up to my bedroom and had a puff on it, and nearly died of coughing that night in my bedroom because I was asthmatic. And why would you smoke when you're asthmatic? And vowed I'd never have a cigarette again. About 3 years later, at 15, I took up smoking. Then started out at 10 Benson Hedges and then went to 20 Benson Hedges a day. So smoked since when I was 15 to about 40, and I stopped smoking when the smoking ban came in, which was when you couldn't smoke in restaurants and you couldn't smoke in bars anymore. And now I'm just amazed that when you go into a restaurant now, it used to be that you'd go into a restaurant and you'd sit next to someone and you'd eat your food while someone was smoking and puffing away right in your face. And it's just astonishing that we put up with it. But that's why I chose the matches, because it reminds me of my old smoking career.
I'm feeling very blessed that Sean stopped smoking. Very good story. The second question is again to choose one of the objects, the one that represents your personality. We can think about the 4 elements of nature. So One being the earth, could be represented by the apple or the flowers, water, air, and fire by the matches or candle. I would like you to choose the one that represents your personality, why, and talk a little bit about you. And this question is for Zoe.
I think it changed it up a bit there, everything putting your personality in, because I was actually going to choose lavender. I thought, oh, I love lavender. Yeah, lavender reminds me of when I was younger. I used to walk to school, and there was this lovely lavender bush that belonged to an old lady, and I used to pick some, but I used to feel so bad because of pinching her flowers, wasn't I? But I just needed a little pinch one so I could walk the rest of the way to school and just like crumple it up, and you just smell it and you have it. And I did this for quite some time. To the point that actually it's making me feel ill and sick. I think I overdid it, and then every time I walk past that bush I was like going on the other side of the road because I was like, oh, why did I even do that? So you love it, but yeah, there you go, that's my memory of lavender.
Sorry. Other question is, I would like you to imagine that you're going on a trip to a desert, and you just need to take one item. You have to take just one of these items. I would like to know which one would you choose. Daniel?
In the desert, for me, it's got to be the water, because water's very significant. Was it 95% of this earth is about 95% of what we're made of, and with water, Jesus can make wine, and that will keep you going in the desert. So water, to me, in a desert, with nothing else, is the universal resource. And I don't know many of you, I like to perspire freely when I'm out in nature. And so water, again, is really, really important to replenish the body's fluids. And I think in the desert, if you've got water, then you can start to think about bringing life back to that desert. Over time, of course. Especially if you take the apple as well, the seeds. But in desert conditions, in the sand, there's actually a huge seed bank just waiting for a drop of water to burst into life. And also, animals smell water. So you get a lot of it, and you create oasis. You'll get animals coming in to drink, and that would be fantastic because you might be able to get fresh milk off a giraffe, and you might be able to get a sandwich off an elephant. And what's more, if you put water down, it'll create a mirage, and it'll attract lots of other wandering lost souls in the desert, and they'll come over and you'll have a party. So all that, all told, water's essential for life, makes the desert bloom, brings animals in, and occasionally brings the odd starstruck traveller in for a party. So water's the thing for the desert.
Last question. It's about, again, choosing one of the items and trying to sell it to us, talking about its benefits and trying to sell us. And this question will be for Raj.
I think everybody in the room, certainly myself, been to a beach as a child, and you find these everywhere. My daughter collects these. I have a house full of shells. Some of them quite dirty shells as well. She doesn't wash them, she just brings them home covered in sand, puts them on the table, and we have to clean them up. But they're a thing of beauty, they're a thing of colour, they're a thing that held life. How many people here have watched Blue Planet? Anybody seen Blue Planet? And you see the array of animals that live in these shells, and then they wash up on our beaches for our children to collect and take home. But we don't generally give them a second thought when they're at home. But when we see them on the television, they look quite interesting. So, for me, if I could sell you anything, it would be something as simple and as beautiful as a shell. Candles, we get them all over the place. You get them everywhere. Shells, you don't. If you can find them on the beach, they're great, they're for free. But they're probably dirty. But if I could sell you anything, it's going to be a shell, because it's going to make your house look beautiful, it's going to give you something to stare at and admire, and then when you watch the Blue Planet, you can say, I got one of those. So, shells. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. I would like to ask for the times, please.
Okay, so for my topic, 1:35. Zoe was 53 seconds. Daniel was 1:59. And Raj was 1:20.
Thank you. Sean talked about the matches and the memories that brought him when he quit smoking. Zoe talked about the lavender and the memories it brings when she was a child, and now she can't even stand the smell of lavender. Daniel talked about the importance of the water in the desert, makes sense, and the party with all the animals and life that water can bring. And the last one was Raj, talked about the shells, and I think he sold quite well the shells, and his daughter collecting them and how pretty the house could be with these shells. I would like to ask you please to vote on the best tabletop